Hi guys, okay, welcome to the Next Business Studies podcast, and today we are carrying on looking at the 4Ps, and the next P that we're going to look at is price. Now with price you need to be aware of a number of things. You need to be aware of the different pricing strategies, what are the benefits and drawbacks of each one, and you also need to be aware of what happens, what are the effects if price either goes up or if price goes down, okay? Now, the first pricing strategy that we're going to look at is cost plus pricing. Cost plus pricing. Now, if you're trying to figure out what this is, I think with the pricing strategies, have a look at the name, and it does kind of give you some clues and some hints as to what the pricing strategy is about. So, this pricing strategy is about taking the costs, the total cost in this case, of the product. So that would be the raw materials, the price that it costs you to make it. And the plus pricing, well, what we're plussing, we're adding a percentage markup. So we take the cost and then we add a percentage markup. For example, if we're selling t-shirts and we buy a t-shirt for $10 and our percentage markup is 100%. So we buy it for $10, we add 100%, which means we sell it for $20. Okay, so we are adding a percentage markup to our costs. Now, with cost plus pricing, guys, you do need to know the benefits and drawbacks. Now, the benefits of cost plus pricing, first of all, if we go back to the t-shirt example, if you buy a t-shirt for $10, you sell it for $20, when you sell that t-shirt, you absolutely know that you've covered your costs. You know you've paid for your costs. What businesses absolutely must not do is start selling things for less than they paid for it. Okay, so we absolutely know that we've covered our costs with cost plus pricing because we've increased the price above what we paid our suppliers. Another benefit is that the percentage markup is the profit that we're making. So we buy it for $10, we add 100% percentage markup, we sell it for $20, we've covered our costs, we've paid the $10, we've got the $10 back from our customer for the cost, and we've made a $10 profit. So we know we've covered the costs, we know we've made a profit. However, there's a major drawback to cost plus pricing, and that is that maybe the percentage markup that you're adding is higher than your competitors. Maybe that you're going to be more expensive to them, because with cost plus pricing, we're not paying any consideration to what our competitors are doing. We're just adding a percentage markup. If it's 100%, it's 100% on all our products. But maybe our competitors are adding 70%. Maybe our competitors are cheaper than we are, okay, with cost plus pricing. If our percentage is too high, what are we going to lose? Well, we're going to be expensive, so we're going to lose customers. We're going to lose revenue from those customers. If our percentage markup is too low, what are we losing? Well, we're going to start losing profit because we're selling it too cheaply. So we're not paying any consideration to our competitors, what our competitors are doing. We're just adding a percentage markup, and that's what we sell it for. Okay? Now, competitive pricing, what competitive pricing is about is we are absolutely paying attention to our competitors. Competitive pricing is just about looking at your competitors' prices, doing some market research, finding out what they charge, and then just copying their prices. If they charge 50 Real for a t-shirt, then we're going to charge 50 Real for a t-shirt. We just copy them, so it's nice and easy for us. Yeah, we just copy what our competitors are doing. What's the benefit of that? Well, it allows us to compete. We know we're competitive. We know we can compete with our competitors because we've got the same price. So customers should hopefully come to us. The drawbacks of competitive pricing, well, if we're selling it for 50 and the competitors sell it for 50, okay, but our costs are higher than our competitors, who's going to make more profit? Well, the competitors are going to make more profit because their costs are lower. So on each product, they're going to make more profit, which means eventually they probably will end up beating us. Okay? Promotional pricing. Now, with promotional pricing, this is about reducing the price for a short period of time. It's about doing special offers. It's about doing discounts. One of the ones that we have in here is bog off, which stands for buy one, get one free. So we may do bog off. We can do free gifts as well as part of promotional pricing. We also have competitions as well. If you think to Lulu's, Lulu's, they do many competitions where you buy products and you get a raffle ticket to win a Mercedes, which I'm sure you've all seen. So this is promotional pricing. It's about short-term discounts, special offers, blog off, gifts, and competition. If we think about gifts, again, we can get application there as well, depending on the type of business you have in the exam. You can apply that to the case study. So if your business is a shoe business and they are selling shoes, what might be the free gift? It could be some shoelaces or some polish to go with the shoes. That could be a free gift. If it's buy one get one free, you buy one pair of shoes, you get another pair of shoes free. Just be careful if you use this in the exam though, guys, because blog off is basically a 50% price reduction, because you're buying one, you're getting one free. So if you use blog off, don't then go and use price reduction, because you've used it already and it's the same thing. Okay, so just be careful of that, because you would stop yourself gaining marks there if you use blog off and price reductions together. Just remember, blog off is a price reduction because you're getting 2 products for the price of 1. Okay, what's the benefit of promotional pricing then? Well, because our price is lower, that should increase sales. So it should give us, it should allow us to increase revenue and sales of the products. It allows us to get rid of old stock. So a lot of the time, if you go in the shopping malls, what products are on special offer? It might be old season, it might be the old trend. They're trying to get rid of it, so they're selling it cheaply. It allows businesses to increase sales, but the drawback is we're increasing sales, but we're sacrificing profit, because remember, we're selling the product for cheaper. Even if we are giving free gifts away our competitions, that is costing us money to do that. So we are sacrificing, we are losing profit if we are promotional pricing. Okay, next up we have penetration pricing. Now with penetration pricing, it's a little bit different to promotional pricing, because with penetration pricing, it's a new product. We've got a new product and we're trying to get into a new market. We're trying to penetrate and smash into a new market. So, for example, Microsoft are trying to get into the mobile phone market. So they release a phone and they release it cheaper. So it's cheap, they're trying to establish themselves within that market, they're trying to gain market share. So they go in cheap, and as they start to gain market share, as their market share starts to increase, and starts to go up, their percentage, then what they do is over time they will increase the price. So price starts off low, and then over time price will go up. Now what's the benefit of this? Well, it allows a business to penetrate, to get into and establish themselves within a market that they may not already be in. So we start with a low price, then we increase it over time. So we can gain market share, but again, because we're selling the product cheaply at the beginning, we are sacrificing, we are losing profit on those products that we sell. The opposite of penetration pricing is price skimming, or market skimming, price skimming. Now with price skimming, we release a new product and we release it with a high price. So we release it with a high price, and then over time we lower the price and reduce the price down. Now the reason why we do that, the reason why it's called skimming, because if you think about milk and skimmed milk, the milk is skimmed, basically they take off the fat at the top. Well, with the market, what are we trying to skim off, or who are we trying to skim off with the high price? Well, we release it with the high price and we're trying to skim off the rich people. So we say, thank you very much, we've released it with a high price, we're going to make a lot of profit out of the rich people. Once we've skimmed off the rich people, once we have them, what do we do to price? Well, then we lower it a little bit. And then we take the next set of people, the next income people, and we skim off them. And then over time we reduce the price. So we start with a high price and we reduce the price over time. So eventually poorer people could start, or low income people could start to buy the product as well. iPhone is a perfect example of a company that do this. They released the new iPhone, which released with a very, very high price. Higher income people or richer people buy the phone at first, they're queuing up to buy it, they don't mind paying the high price, and then over time as the phone gets older the price starts to drop. So At the minute, the older iPhones like the iPhone 4 are much, much cheaper, and they're being bought by low-income people. However, we can only do price skimming if we have a brand. Don't forget that. We can only do it if we have a USP or a brand. You can't just release a product with a high price because people won't pay it. They release it with a high price because people will buy the new iPhone, for example, because it has a brand. It's got a USP. Okay, people really, really want it. What's the benefit of doing this? Well, a high price means high profit. We release it with a high price, and then we skim off the rich people. We've made loads of money out of those people, so we have a high profit. Also, people associate the high price with high quality. So high price, high quality, it establishes that brand as a high quality product. The drawback being that because we have a high price at first, well, some people are just thinking, I'm not going to pay that for the iPhone, it's too expensive. I'm going to buy a Samsung instead. So we might make a lot of profit on each product that we sell, but maybe we're going to lose. Maybe we're going to sacrifice sales and start losing sales. This little graph just represents what happens with price, so it's penetration pricing versus price skimming. Now with price skimming, remember the price starts high and then over time the price is reduced. Penetration pricing is the opposite of that. We have a low price and then over time we increase the price. So with penetration pricing we start with a low price, increase the price to get market share. Price skimming, we start with a high price, skimming off the rich people, making loads of money out of them. Once we've got them, once we've got their money, we start to reduce the price so that lower income customers can start to buy it. Psychological pricing is where we try to trick customers into thinking the price is cheaper than it actually is. So with psychological pricing, we're trying to trick the customer into buying the product, making it look cheaper. For example, I'm sure you've all been into shopping malls and you've seen prices like $10.99 or $10.95. Well, rather than it being 1,000 riyal, it's 999 riyals. Now, what's the reason for putting that 0.95, or rather than going into 1,000 riyals, leaving it at 999 riyals? Well, the difference between 1,000 riyals and 999 riyals is very, very small. It's only 1 riyal difference. It's practically the same number. But 999 riyals looks much, much cheaper than 1,000 riyals, because 1,000 riyals has got 4 digits, 999 only has 3. So it looks much cheaper. It's trying to trick us into making the price look cheaper than it actually is. Okay, so here's just a representation of this guy. So we've got £100 here, £99 just below that, and with the £99 it just looks much less. Okay, it's pretty much the same price. There's only £1 difference, but that 99 just looks significantly less than that 100. So it's just trying to trick us into making that price look less than it actually is. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this podcast and I hope it was useful, and I'll see you next time.